Every morning, millions of people wake up believing they're competing with smarter coworkers, richer neighbors, or more successful friends. But what if every one of them is looking in the wrong direction? What if your biggest competitor has no face, never sleeps, never takes a break, and quietly becomes stronger every second? By the end of this video, you'll never think about money the same way again. Since childhood, we've been taught to compare ourselves with everyone around us. Better grades, better jobs, better salaries, bigger houses. Social media made this competition even louder. Every scroll convinces us someone else is winning while we are losing. But while we're busy comparing ourselves to others, another race is happening quietly in the background, one that almost nobody notices. Imagine two people earning exactly the same salary. They have similar jobs, similar opportunities, and even similar lifestyles. Fast forward 10 years, and one enjoys financial freedom, while the other still struggles every month. What created such a massive difference? It wasn't intelligence, it wasn't luck. It was something so ordinary that most people ignore it every single day. The invisible competitor has a name: time. Time quietly multiplies every decision you make. It rewards consistency, punishes procrastination, and never waits for anyone to catch up. Whether you're learning a new skill, saving your first dollar, or delaying an important decision, time keeps moving. The real question isn't whether time is working, it's whether it's working for you or against you. Time treats every person equally. Yet the results are never equal. Every morning, you receive the same 24 hours as billionaires, students, entrepreneurs, and retirees. The difference isn't how much time you own, it's what your choices teach time to build. Small actions repeated every day slowly become powerful financial outcomes that most people mistake for luck. Imagine planting two tiny seeds today. One grows 1 millimeter every single day. The other never grows at all. At first, the difference is invisible. Weeks later, it's noticeable. Years later, one becomes a forest, while the other remains exactly where it started. Wealth follows the same principle. Tiny, consistent improvements eventually create extraordinary financial results. Most people wait for the perfect opportunity before taking action. They believe one big moment will transform their financial future overnight. But wealth rarely grows through dramatic events. Instead, it grows through ordinary decisions repeated so consistently that they almost feel boring. The future quietly rewards those who begin before they feel completely ready. This is why your greatest financial competitor has never been another person. It has always been the quiet passage of time. Every decision either places time on your side or allows it to work against you. And now that you've recognized your true competition, the next question becomes even more important. How do you make time become your greatest financial partner? Think of time as your silent employee. It never asks for a salary, never complains, and never takes a vacation. Every single day, it keeps working on whatever you give it. Feed it consistent learning, discipline, and smart decisions, and it quietly builds a stronger future. Feed it delay and distraction, and it patiently builds the opposite without ever announcing what it's doing. Most people expect big changes to create big results. But time follows a different rule. It loves small actions repeated consistently. Reading 10 pages, saving a little money, learning one new skill. These choices seem almost meaningless today, yet time patiently connects them together until they become a future that feels impossible to people who only notice the final outcome. Here's the strange part. Time doesn't care whether your habits are good or bad. It simply multiplies whatever you repeat. Repeat discipline, and discipline grows stronger. Repeat procrastination, and delay becomes your normal. Time is completely fair. It doesn't choose sides. It simply reflects your daily decisions back to you, only much larger than they first appeared. The most successful people aren't given extra hours. They simply understand something that many people overlook. They stop asking, "How much can I accomplish today?" and start asking, "What can I do today that time will reward for years?" That single shift in thinking quietly changes the direction of an entire financial future. Now ask yourself one honest question. If you stopped comparing your life to everyone else today, what would actually change? Your neighbor's success wouldn't slow your future. A billionaire's wealth wouldn't steal your opportunities. But every hour spent watching someone else's progress is an hour quietly removed from building your own. That's why comparison is one of time's greatest distractions. Time never asks where you started. It doesn't care whether you were born rich or poor, whether you graduated early or late, or whether someone else seems ahead today. It only measures one thing. Are you moving forward? Even the smallest step repeated consistently will eventually travel farther than standing still while comparing yourself to everyone else. Here's something remarkable. Time doesn't create success overnight. It creates momentum. The first few days feel almost invisible. The first few weeks seem ordinary. Then something changes. Your knowledge connects. Your habits strengthen. Your confidence grows. Suddenly, what once felt impossible begins to feel completely natural. That's the quiet power of momentum built through time. Money doesn't usually reward who works the hardest. It rewards who gives time the chance to multiply valuable skills. Every hour you spend learning, improving, or becoming more useful is like making a small deposit into an account that cannot be seen today. At first, nothing seems different. Then, one day, opportunities begin appearing where others only see ordinary work. Many people believe they need more money before they can build wealth, but in reality, wealth often begins with something much smaller: the decision to stop wasting time. Every unnecessary delay postpones future income. Every useful hour invested today quietly prepares opportunities that haven't even appeared yet. Time creates income long before money ever arrives. Think about every successful business you've ever admired. None of them became valuable in a single week. Their founders gave years of consistent effort before the world noticed the results. Financial success often feels sudden only because we usually see the ending, not the thousands of ordinary days that quietly built it. This is where the real financial race begins, not when you earn your first paycheck, but when you decide how today's hours will shape tomorrow's income. Every hour can become an expense that disappears forever, or an investment that keeps rewarding you for years. The choice is made quietly, one ordinary day at a time. 1 hour has the same value for everyone, but its financial outcome depends entirely on how it's used. One person spends an hour buying temporary entertainment. Another spends that same hour learning a skill that increases future income. The clock doesn't judge either decision. Years later, however, their bank accounts reveal which hours were expenses and which became investments. Financial freedom rarely arrives because someone worked nonstop. It usually appears because they learned how to make today's effort continue creating value tomorrow. Every useful skill, wise decision, and disciplined habit becomes something that keeps paying long after the work itself is finished. That's when time stops being your competitor and starts becoming your partner. People often ask how wealthy individuals stay ahead. The answer isn't that they own more time, they simply protect it differently. They understand that every unnecessary distraction quietly steals future income. Instead of asking, "How can I stay busy?" they ask, "Will this hour create value a year from now?" That question changes everything. Imagine looking back 10 years from now. You probably won't remember every meeting, every purchase, or every ordinary day.
but your financial future will remember them. Every hour you chose to learn, save, improve, or build will still be quietly working for you. Time never forgets the decisions you repeat. It simply returns them with interest.
By now, you may have realized something important. Financial success doesn't begin when your income increases. It begins the moment you become intentional with your time. Every minute can either create future value or quietly disappear forever. The wealthiest people aren't simply protecting their money, they're protecting the hours that eventually become money.
Think about the wealthiest version of yourself 10 years from today. That future won't suddenly appear because of one lucky opportunity. It will be built by hundreds of ordinary mornings when you chose progress instead of comfort. Your future income is quietly waiting inside the decisions you're making today. Time is simply waiting to multiply them.
So stop asking whether someone else is getting ahead faster than you. Their journey doesn't determine your destination. The only comparison that truly matters is between the person you were yesterday and the person you're becoming today. Every improvement, no matter how small, gives time something valuable to grow into future financial success.
1 year from now, you'll wish you had started today. 5 years from now, today's choices may define your financial life. 10 years from now, you'll either thank yourself for respecting time or wonder where it all went. The clock has never stopped for anyone, but beginning today, it can finally start working with you instead of against you. At the beginning of this journey, you may have believed your biggest competitors were richer people, smarter people, or those who simply got lucky. But now you know the truth. They were never standing in your way. The real competition was happening quietly every single day. Every sunrise offered you an opportunity. Every sunset recorded the choices you made with the time you were given. Tomorrow morning, nothing about the world will look different. The same clock will keep ticking. The same 24 hours will be waiting. But one thing can change forever: the way you use them. Because from this moment on, you're no longer racing against other people. You're building a partnership with time. And if you respect it every single day, time will eventually reward you with something far greater than money: financial freedom.